have a special life, you have to do special things. That usually means putting in the work and loving it. Alexa, play T Grizzly. I Remember.
I Remember, featuring Y.F.N. Lucci by T Grizzly.
The quickest and easiest way, you're recording, right? The quickest and easiest way to get to do what you want while paying your bills is to start sacrificing leisure and other things and start focusing on monetizing the thing that you want to do in the future. Please factor in what the world's going to be like in 2019 to 2025 versus looking at what the world was like 2009 to 2015. Way too many decisions by way too many people are being made by factoring in the past without anticipating the future. I think Office is gonna be a lot bigger than people think. I saw this is for corporate people, this is gonna make so much sense to everybody in here. Like literally the most fascinating thing to me about corporate America is the first 17 minutes of a meeting are not useful because we can't get it on the screen. Like AirPlay is literally one of the worst products of all time. My prediction, and this is again a guess, I'm surprised, and my bet is this Super Bowl or the next one, I think that Apple, Google, or Amazon should just give it away for free. It's so valuable as a razor, selling razor blades. The economics are so big, these things are like $9. Like ship and to people, like, I think during a Super Bowl, if they were just like, take one, like go to the website now, that I think we're close to like full penetration. What's up, everyone?
I'm kind of in the point where I'm deciding between a bunch of different possible careers. How do you kind of know where you want to go with it? Or how do you start with that?
The way you really win is by recognizing that all four of you have a substantial advantage over me, which is you're half my age. You take your advantages. Some advantages are experience. Some advantages are youth. The fact that all four of the jobs that you're thinking, that you literally can work at all four of them, you know, maybe they won't be available or things like that. Like, I want to be an architect, a sports agent, in advertising, and do my own startup snow cone business. You could do all four and still be 30. And when you're 20 or 22, 30, listen, I always say this, and if you listen to my content, I bring it up a lot, because it was so profound. My 30-year-old cousin, Bobby, who I love very much, was 8 years older than me, and when I came out of school and he was the other person in the liquor store, I mean, he was old. You know, like 30 was like, I just remember, I was like, that's like a man, and I'm a kid. And so, now being 12 years older than that, being 42, looking at you characters, you know, it's funny, I smile because, you know, the gift that I wish I could give you is perspective. Like, first of all, most of the people that are giving you advice either love you too much or are looking backwards. They either love you too much or they're looking backwards. Loving you too much almost always manifests into defense. So your parents are almost always gonna give you the least upside advice. Almost always. And then number two, your uncle, you have an older brother whose best friend happened to weirdly always be your mentor, and he's 11 years younger. He or she is giving you advice based on 1996. That's the problem. I'm glad we spent some time.
Appreciate
Cool.
it.
Yeah, ping me if you need me. You're welcome.
Oh, Gary.
Such a pleasure. How are you?
Oh, no. Is it you or is
It's me, it's me. Nope, this is not Instagram. You can be upset. Nope, this is real.
Instagram.
Where are we going, in here? Yeah, okay, cool. Is this Godzilla? To be a recording artist, that people, like, to play Lincoln Center is special. That's hard. So, to get there should be hard. People are like, I wanna play Madison Square Garden. I'm like, okay, let's take a step back. How many people in the history of music have played Madison Square Garden? Thousands, probably tens of thousands, I don't really know. but definitely not hundreds of thousands, definitely not millions, definitely not tens of millions. There's 7.7 billion people, on Earth now. Over the course of the 50 years, 60 years, it's, we're talking about 30, 40, 50 billion people, and 10, 5, 8, 9,000 acts or people have been able to play it. I don't think people go practical. Like, the practical nature of it is, it's almost impossible, but people walk around and think they're gonna be a rapper or an entrepreneur, like it's happens to everybody. And so, to have a special life, you have to do special things. And that usually means putting in the work and loving it. I could never do what I do. I work 15, 16 hours a day, 17, 18. I usually see him at 10, 11, 12 at night. If I went to school tomorrow, high school, I'd be tired by 11:30 a.m. I used to drag through school. By the time I got to 3:30, I was like dead, because I hated it. So you can't put in the hours unless you love it. That's why I believe loving it leads to the most success, because I think somebody else loves what you don't love, that you're doing for money, thus they'll be more successful because they're gonna do it for 19 hours. Now there's talent.
Yes.
You may not love singing and you open up your mouth and you sound like Whitney Houston, that's real. You may not love, there's athletes, absolutely, I know them, who are not passionate about their sport, but they were born 6'10" and very coordinated. So it happens, but I think that's the rarity.
Hi guys, I finally made it to GaryVee's office and I met a lot of his amazing people, the team that makes everything work. And I must say, you are one of my mentors and I look up to you in so many ways.
Thank you.
Thank you for inspiring the world with every minute and every second and every word that comes out of your mouth, including the swear word.
Hey everybody, one life, do something with it.
Please say hi to Nigeria.
Nigeria, I love you. Coming soon. Going to Ghana again on another trip, and I'm gonna stop in Nigeria on this one, so we gotta talk about that as well.
So I have a new song and it's called Elele. So just say, Elele where you dig.
Elele where you dig.
Yes!
Yes! That wasn't bad. Yes! I was actually I'm stunned right now, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure. Great to see you. I'll see you soon.
All right.
How did you stumble into the, it's funny, when I started pushing the word gratitude, it used to be thankful. I used to say to my mom all the time on the phone, I'm so thankful, I'm so thankful. And somewhere along the line, my vocab got better and I understood that the form was actually gratitude, and we talked about kindness earlier when they weren't on live. How did you stumble into the terminology of asking, like when did it click for you? When did it start coming out of your mouth?
About 10 years ago. I mean, Michael Beckwith wrote the 4-to-1 book, which is Law of Attraction, and I realized that, asking is a form of gratitude. When you ask, you're allowing someone to get back to you, but nobody does it. And then I looked at
It makes so much sense to me because it's my favorite.
Talent and personality wise, like if someone's looking to grow a team, who are like those players from your experience that will just bring a team sort of full circle and get the job done?
People that are disproportionately self-aware and have the ability to be the bigger man and woman when the going gets tough. No question. Self-awareness matters. Like, if you think you're great at video and nobody else does, and like you're beating your head into it, like that's going to eventually become a problem. And then what happens in organizations is people have different agendas. And so when an agenda and an agenda match, are you able to be the bigger person? Super important. Those two things matter. Like I know what I'm good at, I know what I'm not good at. I empower people based on the things that I don't think I'm as good at. And then, for me, what I really respect from the leaders that work here is their ability to be like, okay, we're having a conflict, let me level up and try to be the bigger person. Let's not make this personal, let's communicate. And as you see what's happening in society, sometimes we have that, and right now we don't, and everything's just fighting. There is no dialogue.
And respectful discourse.
We just don't have it right now.
Okay,
everyone's on tilt.